And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Farthest Frontier. As I brought up at the end of the last one, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to actually recruit a bunch of guys to go to battle. So we're going to recruit 12 people. We're going to let them acquire bows and arrows, and then we're going to try to clear out first this raider camp, and then maybe the other one if we don't take too horrendous of losses in the first attack here. They're doing a bunch of garrisoning and not necessarily a bunch of requiring equipment, so I'm a little worried we don't actually have the bows and arrows for the troops that I've just recruited. I don't think I have the bows and arrows for the troops I just recruited. Okay. Let's get another Fletcher going a little bit quicker, so we can get them armed a little bit faster. We've mostly got the bows. We're actually mostly short on arrows. More villagers born. Yes, we've only got one of our 12 archers properly equipped with both bows and arrows, so we definitely got an arrow shortage. So I believe this is the third part in this recording session. So if you're watching on YouTube, this should be the third part in the series in 1.0. I did run a full, well, I say a full run. We ran up to about 500 people and all the way up to the final tier of housing in the 0.9 version, so the early release version. This is the first one that we've been playing on the release version. So we're mainly interacting with the tech tree here, and we're trying to play a little bit faster, sort of game terms, which is maybe one reason why I'm trying to go attack a village without being able to afford the troops, right? So we're in a little bit of a problem if I've got I don't have enough income to support these troops indefinitely, but at the same time I don't necessarily want to. You pay an upfront cost to recruit them, right? So I don't necessarily want to disband them while I wait for the arrows to be made. So it's a catch-22 here. I may have recruited them before we had the equipment for them to go do what I want them to do. So we got an impending blizzard. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. We got a decent amount of wood in storage. We got a decent amount of planks in storage. So yeah, we basically want to clear these things out. We want to get the clay bind going. Oh, someone's been stricken with dysentery. And then with that, we can get the school going, which should help either with population growth. It'll also help a little bit with villager efficiency, I think. I think educated villagers work faster. And there's that blizzard. And yeah, I think I'm going to compress this down. Recently, I've been uploading stuff in 60 frames per second. Some of the videos for the previous version of the series in 0.9, it took quite a while to upload. I think it's due to things like blizzards like this. and the bitrate rate associated with them. So we're probably going to run this series uploaded on 30 frames per second, just to deal with that bitrate issue. For uploading reasons. Although that probably won't make much of a difference. It'll make them a little bit faster upload, but if that is really what the source of making the videos slow to upload is, I don't think necessarily lowering the frames per second is going to fix that super well, but we can try. Okay, we are short still a few bows. We're 2 bows short and a bunch of arrows. What I could do potentially to speed it up once we've got all the bows is turn the bows off, for example. We got a house on fire. Most of our stuff is fairly close to wells and or water, so obviously we're not having a problem putting it out. Oh, another fire. Again, not too much of a problem getting it put out. So it looks like by the time we do deploy our troops, we'll probably have the next knowledge point, so we'll have a little bit better troops going into the fight than we otherwise would. Sort of enforced upon us by the fact that we're waiting for bows and arrows to be made for the troops. And a villager has died of dysentery? Yeah, so the poor soul that had been infected with dysentery is going to be grave number 5. Oh, so I'm guessing this person just hasn't been buried because they're too close to the raiding camp. Okay. So I think yeah, they'll still end up probably being grave number 5, but the person over there will be grave number 6. With that well there, that should help get these places watered. Okay, so all the bows are made. So I will actually, I'm not going to complete disable bow making. We're going to change the work ratio on arrows up to 5 times more than bows. Because if everything goes according to plan, you go through arrows a lot faster than you go through bows. Hopefully. New year, year number 7. So I think we're definitely playing game terms faster because we're playing on speed 3 the entire time, whereas I think the first time we played a lot on speed 1 and speed 2 for the first couple parts. Okay, so the school will fit between the 2 roads over here, so that's good. I probably want to put it, like, there. Seven more need arrows. Oh, typhoid. What do you have as farmers? I got 6 farmers in that one field. Which this is actually going to be the first year where we get some field yield. Of course, we immediately get pounded with powdery mildew, reducing our crop yield. The raiders are approaching. Okay. Well, situationally here, it looks like that will probably hit the place all our defenders from the defensive positions from the north. We do have a tech tree point to spend. Oh, there's actually 2 potential spends there, so I'm at least gonna go with the first one. We'll grab the 5% extra damage for soldiers and the 12% extra armor. If we get another point, we might take the next one as well there. Tier 3 is going to be a little bit while away. Although, reduced upkeep would be nice. Soldiers are expensive. Trading-wise, the only thing you'd buy that I've got spare of is medicinal roots. I'm not going to bother right now. Selling stuff to you. And yeah, we don't have the husbandry building set up yet to farm what we want to build. Okay, so that's victory. Village was raided. Didn't actually manage to get anything out of the storage before they got driven off. So a couple of them survived to fight another day, but that's fine. No problems with that. Oh, and of course, it's one of the soldiers that's got typhoid, or the typhoid just spread. Now, of course, the healer's house has a money upkeep, so we really can't afford to be running that with the military at the same time. Nor do we have the taxes to pay for it. Yeah, the compost jar. So we've got like 18 taxes left, or it costs 25 to upkeep, so. Trader number 2. We got some stuff we can sell trader number 2. Definitely sell him some codes. And then we could buy some linen clothes back from him. Okay, if you're seeking medicine, we'll fire you, hire a different person. Okay, that has arrived, so we can go ahead and sell those. And we'll turn that as much as we can into clothing and then to the rest of the village. Stockpile to pay the troops. Almost got everyone armed with arrows. We're down to 4 unarmed. Make that 3 unarmed.
What is it?
Cross loss disease, which we were kind of expecting when I popped over here earlier and saw the powdery midlow. Although this is the first year we're getting crops, which is better than nothing, so no real complaints there. And then stem rot. Okay, so double disease hitting us. At least it'll go away, because it's this is going to be the one year we get hit with it, because the clover doesn't get hit with the disease. No clover disease. Two left that don't have arrows. Although I'm noticing some of the hunters don't have arrows, so arrows are definitely the thing we're short on. Predators are attacking. Okay, so there's a boar location down there. To be fair, boar can be hunted by the hunters. The hunters are well equipped. So they're not completely bad things to be running into and to be fighting. Just got to be a little bit careful around them, because hunters, well, for example, hunters without arrows are going to have a little bit of an issue with them. $18 more arrows. So another one of the troops coming down to pick up those arrows. 36 now arrows now. Okay. So if we get lucky, these guys will probably arm all the way up. You seeked weapons and got your arrows. Did that take all the arrows? That did take all the arrows. So this guy's sadly still got no arrows.
Your orders.
Because yeah, apparently they can carry more than...
Your command?
So they carry 36 arrows. Okay. So both of our Fletchers have to make a batch of arrows for our guys to be fully equipped with arrows. More villagers have been born, so I probably want to make another house. Keep the housing coming. A villager has died. Killed by predators, okay. Okay. So now all 11 of them are armed. I did have the guy who was sick get disbanded, but let's go ahead and we'll flag a combat area over here, and we'll rally up for a fight. So I technically don't need the flag, right? So I can actually play the flag. And
It will be done.
Batch like that, yeah. Okay, let's turn the game speed down a little bit for the fight here.
It will be done. As you command.
It will be done. As you command. As you command. As you command. At once. It will be done.
Of course, it doesn't want to target the guys actually shooting us. Instead, it's shooting the building. I think we're going to lose this fight, honestly.
As you command.
Current exchange rate.
Right away. Right away. Right away. It will be done. At once. Right away.
Nope, lost the entire camp. Or lost the entire garrison, I believe. At this point. Yeah, might as well disband the those who are
Your orders.
wounded and not going to be recovering at this point. Okay, well, at least we're not spending money anymore. That was less successful than I had hoped. We depleted most of the troops guarding the camp, but the camp is still there, the tower is still there. Village of the gravely wounded will perish unless a healer is constructed. Yeah, the healer's not going to get built in time. They're gravely wounded, they're going to die. Sorry. So yeah, needless to say, that did not go quite as well as I'd hoped. Six new villagers immigrated, 2 new villagers born. So at this point I kind of need to wait until we stash up some more bows and some more arrows and attempt to do that again. And yeah, I think they are on top of the one source of clay that we know about that we can use. Oh no, since then we've discovered another one down here, although we probably have a little bit of problems with the boar. That deep core coal? No, that is a shallow coal. Okay, so we'll be able to use that. Not too worried about sand, although we may at some point want it for some stuff with the fields. And there's a deep coal there if we're worried about running out of coal. We got multiple deposits of gold. We've only got only where the deep iron is, which we can't use yet. We know where 3 raider camps are at this point, and we just failed attacking one of them. Don't know where any treasure is. We know where 2 relics are. Where the boar camps are. I have some idea where some deer is. No idea where stone quarry is. Okay. Beginning of the year, number 8. Do we actually have any significant amount of willow? Gathered yet. Yeah, we are gathering some willow, so it probably makes sense to get some baskets going. You'd buy baskets if we had them. If we had the gold ore, you'd buy the gold ore. And if we wanted to go melee, you'd be selling us crude weapons and shields. Yeah, I'm still waiting for those bows and arrows to stock up. 6 bows, and even fewer arrows. Oh, there's quite a bit in storage here, so there's 3 bows there, okay. So we'll try getting that clay mine running. I think it's a little bit farther away from this one, but it obviously isn't next to, you know, a bandit camp full of bandits. And it looks like most of the bandits are respawned. Although these are mostly melee ones by the looks of it, so maybe we wouldn't have the same problem with trying to deal with them, but... Merchant number 2. New wine baskets as well. If we had the herding stuff going, you'd be a good place to buy herdable stuff from. Not much necessarily to do. Well, once we get the clay, we can at least put the school in, and be a little bit less hung up on that. And I suppose that clay mine is far enough away that we'll be wanting to not just have a clay mine over there, but also the temporary shelter for people to shelter in, so they don't have to go running back to town. Oh, it's a bear. Like, I'm surprised the boar is screwing with the fishing camp, and no, it's a bear eating the fish in the fishing camp. Okay. People to replace the people we've so recently lost. Someone has got typhoid. Which again, there's not much we can do about it until we can actually afford to have a healer's place. It is a long walk over here. Knowledge generated. Okay, so obviously grabbing the armor and the damage to soldiers would hopefully help not have the same catastrophe happening again. Yeah, that's probably what we go for. Okay, we need the school before we can build the academy. The academy is another building that I think helps us generate some more knowledge points. Obviously, we're not rushing for that right now. But that probably would be something that would be helpful with getting through the tech tree a little bit faster. And that was a drought, which doesn't really affect the village as it is currently. Okay. Unless we ended up with like fires back to back in the middle of the drought. Don't think the drought's a real problem. Okay, so for that we've got the clay pit going. 2 people on clay pit is probably good enough. probably about the right spot. Put the road across, and then we put the school there. And the school, of course, is going to be delayed by the fact that we need the clay. But that's the only place that the clay needs to go, so that should be fine. More villagers born. Okay, everything's now dropped off except for the clay, so we're literally just waiting for the clay there. 13 more people want to move in. We've got the housing for them, so we'll definitely accept them. Of course, that means we should now build some more housing. Okay, Rockets hasn't been completely dealt with yet. With a bunch of new people in, I think it's probably time to plop another farm in. Oh, with the amount of labor that goes into building farms, it's not going to be done this year. It'll probably be done next year. Villager stricken with typhoid. more villages born. Being warned that we're low on builders. Okay, that's kind of fair. The city gets bigger. Although that's... We're not really that low on... We've got 3 of the 4, right? So, could turn that up. We don't necessarily have a lot of building projects that warrant having more. Growing population, let's go get a couple more fishing cabins. One on each of the lakes. Now let's get a little bit more fishing during the winter. Well, so it's year-round a little bit more fishing, which then we can dry. We've definitely got a typhoid outbreak. Four people sick with typhoid. Beginning of year number 9. So planks have been delivered. There, you're actually even already done. So we definitely want to reposition you, because that's obviously a terrible fishing spot. Okay, 130% I think is about as good as we're going to get. On that location. And did you finish over here? No. Currently generating 290 gold a year. Although more people equals more taxes, better houses equal more taxes. So we could. There's definitely things we can do to increase the tax rate. Well, there was 140 there. There we go. We got a new traveling merchant. You would buy stone, which I don't want to sell you the stone. Is there anything else we want clay-wise besides swapping over to bricks? Clay bricks. The healer's house in theory, but we're not going to be affording that anytime soon. we could get some arborists going. You have access to apiaries, okay. Okay. Work, clover, work. Clover, work, clover. Let's make sure that it's not going to be overlapping the beans. No, it's going to be different years of the beans. Then we're going to do peas, beans. A new merchant. Oh, you I will actually sell stuff to. So, 16 coats to the trading post, and 27 pairs of shoes to the trading post. Granted, this is maybe not a good price for shoes, but we're going to sell the shoes anyway. It's a little bit better price for the coats. And I mean selling price, right? So this is the modifier up or down on the price. If you're selling, you probably want it high. If you're buying, you probably want it low. All things considered. Okay, and then we're going to turn that into clothing items. And then call that good. Full of mostly usable items and raw materials. Some tallow. I suppose I should probably get the soap maker going at some point. That's what eats the tallow. Yeah. Of course, no one wants to live near the soap maker. They want the soap, they just don't want to live near the source of the soap. A villager has died, probably disease. Yeah. Well, I suppose getting some soap around the village will help with suppress the disease risk. Soap will help reduce the risk for disease like typhoid and dysentery. Yeah, soap. So we'll get some tallow turned into soap and make people happier that way. How many arrows do or how many bows do I have? I have 300 arrows, which is maybe enough arrows. 6 bows there. 9 bows there. So that would be enough bows to get the archer company equipped again, with bows at least. Maybe not enough with the arrows. I think we do have enough for the arrows, but... Okay, we got another knowledge point. Could go for veterancy, but we're going to take so many casualties, and I don't think the veterancy is worth it. Because the veterancy is fight, get better. But if they're not surviving the fights, then they're not going to get better anyway. Improve the defenses, but we're not too worried about that. And we're not tier 3 yet, so we can't do that. Let's actually pick up animal husbandry so we can build the barns. These fields, in theory, are actually being sized so that I could put, I think, the goats on them and rotate the goat around to raise fertility very rapidly. In particular. And I suppose the question is, does the goat barn fit somewhere nearby? Yes, I could shove the goat barn over here. Okay. Yeah, we'll be getting soap to our people, which should hopefully make them much happier. And a little bit less sick, hopefully. Want a little bit more clay, and then we're going to be able to get that done. And I've only got 12 laborers, so if I did do another recruit up, we'd basically recruit everyone. Isn't super good. Oh, recruit all the people who are gathering trees and stuff like that, which isn't super good. Well, you're out of willow. Okay, so I should probably move one of the gathering posts to be a little bit more coastal. Because the willow is something that grows along the edge like this. So I'll get that willow. We need that for baskets. Let's get another quarter sack set up over here for sort of similar purposes. Gather some willow over here. Help train a more efficient workforce. Also apparently helps attract educated settlers. New villagers. A new villager immigrated. Just a single villager. We'd like a little bit more than a single villager, but we'll take what we can get. Oh, there we go. So there's the school finishing. And that was nice enough to generate a point of knowledge for us. Might want the market square upgrade at some point. Can't afford the healer's house. I think the foundry is going to require heavy tools, which we don't have right now. Well, we now do have soap and firewood production. So let's do some production logistics and make that a little bit more worker efficient. That at least affects some stuff. Affects more than one worker. Okay, I got 15. Oh, we got a fire. Okay, we'll wait until the fire is done before I rally the troops for another attempt. Oh, the fire spread. Although we were able to put the first bit of the fire out quickly enough, so hopefully that's not a problem. There we go. Yep, let's recruit up 12 archers. Make another attempt to try to clear this place. And they'll go seeking weapons, and most of them are finding at least the bow, if not the arrows. Oh, not quite enough arrows. One of them did not get arrows. Shame.
Your command?
$11 people want to move in, except... And we should get some more housing going. Granted, I'm probably about to vacate some housing, so the housing's maybe less necessary. Given what I'm about to do with the troops. Oh, we've got enough arrows, which is just another round of the Fletcher going. So, homesteads, this is going to be pretty easy. We've got enough that we could definitely easily get 20 homesteads. 200 population is going to be a little bit hard in the amount of houses we've got down. Okay, I'm going to wait until the beginning of the next year when it's warm for us to go fight the bandits. Attacking in the middle of a snowstorm is a bad time. I'm surprised how many people are taking shelter in the temporary shelter over here. I would have expected the 2 that work in the mine to be there, but actually a full 10 people over here. Oh, we're apparently all the way out of food. It is not good. Next year is coming up is one of the ones where we're going to get food. Sure, we'll accept more people. Okay, so we're already hunting you. Don't see anything down there to hunt yet. We were hunting here, but I'm not seeing what they were hunting, which might be a problem in the future. So those guys are hunting that. Got more boar there. In theory, we could hunt the boar as well, but... Okay, there isn't really any more to hunt. Could do a little bit more fishing up. Actually, there's something to hunt. There's something on that hill over there. Oh no, that's... I've got the hunting stuff up there, okay. I don't have foragers. But there's not really anything to forage on the hill, that makes sense. Be some stuff to forage here. A little bit to forage there, not really enough to warrant putting a forage place down. Okay, never mind. Knowledge generated. I'm to go trailblazing so those guys are a little bit faster at moving. Yeah, let's pick up a trailblazing so they're a little bit faster moving. And maybe set up a little more fishing because we're running low on food. In theory, the fishing shack doesn't need to be near where I'm going to be fishing, because you just have the designation area, but I feel it's thematic if they don't have to walk too far to their fishing shack from their fishing spot. And to be fair, while the food stockpile is terrible, I think there is still food. None of the houses are complaining about being out of food. So it's just that it's all distributed. People are worried about it being low. Okay, so it is the new year. Let's go ahead and we will take these troops to battle. Getting some more fishing over there. And, okay, that's not ready to sign yet. Although that one will probably be a pretty good fishing spot. Okay, let's turn the game speed down for this. This time I'm going to try to get rid of the tower first.
It will be done.
Okay, this strategy looks like it's going to at least work for getting rid of the camp. We're still taking horrendous casualties.
It will be done! Right away! As you command. Right away!
Well, at least the dead can now be shuffled off to the graveyard safely. Yeah, that's a really good fishing spot. 190% fishing efficiency. New traveling merchant has arrived. We'll buy shoes. And if I was willing to pay a lot of money, we could buy a tome of knowledge off of them, get a knowledge point, but not that rich. If I can, I might want to buy some heavy tools. Because I think we need that for smelting. Although I might not be far enough in the tech tree to smelt yet. Resources. Oh, that's tier 3, I think. No, foundry, there it is. So yeah, it requires one thing of heavy tools. And then we probably actually want 2 things of heavy tools, so we probably want to have that in the blacksmith. Let's pick up the birth rate. Okay, before I get too much carried away, now that we've had our military victory over that camp, I think this is a good place to put a part break in for YouTube. I'll let the part go a little bit long because I really wanted to get the camp dealt with. If you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. I'm going to try to record 1, if not 2 more parts tonight. The throat's getting a little bit sore, so it may end up being 1 part instead of 2 parts. But that's what the plan is. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. If at least not another part up the day after tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to take a short break to get the ad break out of the way if the ad break hasn't happened yet. And to sip a little bit of tea to try to deal with that sore throat. So I'll be right back. So until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.